we're going to give a couple action items here. One of the things that comes up a lot is RDP, right? And that RDP is very, very useful, but RDP open all the time, and RDP, especially RDP accessible via the internet, right? Directly accessible via the internet is just it's just sort of like asking for trouble, right? And so there are ways to turn it off and turn it on when you need it. And there's also and again, you alluded to there's a budget aspect of this, right? So there are remote access tools that are much more secure than RDP that you could enact. It's going to increase your costs, but perhaps increase your costs a little bit with a much higher level of security. I think it's a matter of like finding that sweet spot, right? Where's the some things I think we can do where there's a little bit of hassle. And I'll give another perfect example of something that you suggested back on a previous podcast that I enacted in my personal life, and that was using the idea was that don't have when you go into your bank, like don't have a bunch of other tabs open and all that kind of stuff. And the way I decided to implement that was if I do anything that's that level of security, I do it in a different browser, right? Meaning a different brand of browser, right? And then and since I use Chrome as like my main browser, I implemented there's a tool that allows me to blacklist certain sites, right? Like Citibank, right? I can say if I ever, because I don't know if you know this, Mike, I forget stuff. So I got CRS like a lot, and I forget that I told myself I'm not going to log into Citibank on my Chrome browser. And so I do it. I'll type in city.com, and Chrome will say, you told us not to let you do that. And I'm like, oh yeah. And then I go over to Firefox. Minor level of inconvenience for a significant change in security. And I think it's a matter of finding those things for these living off the land attacks.
Ransomware happens. Recovery is a choice. Learn what to do in my new O'Reilly book.